Yo, how's it going, everybody? We are here. We are live with GranBlue Fantasy Versus. We're doing an RPG mode run today, which is kind of like a beat 'em up mixed with a fighter, mixed with some other stuff. It's a pretty crazy mechanically. And I scoured the earth to find just the perfect commentator. Unfortunately, I got Gooby. So thank you for coming, Gooby.
No problem. I thought we were gonna call this game GranBlue Fantasy.
No.
Yeah, we've been learning the co-op run of this a little bit, so it'll be cool to see the solo run too, though.
Yes, it was a little unfortunate we could not have co-op ready today, but single player I hopefully will still be entertaining enough. With that, I guess I'm ready to give a quick countdown to get the timer started. So, as soon as I hit RPG mode, we're ready to go. The timer starts, so in 3, 2, 1, go. So we always get this beautiful loading screen whenever we start. And I don't know why it does this one, because we can't even connect to the server for quests for like 10 missions. But this first mission's great. Great tutorial. You get to jab stuff. I think this guy says something like he's going to kick your butt. He doesn't do very good with that. Yeah, he tried.
You gave a good effort.
You got an A for effort, you say?
You got an A for effort, because we're doing just a regular attack, just a regular jab. And you just, oh, got jabbed. It's too much for me.
Could you imagine getting jabbed by someone just being like, okay, I'm done?
That's it. And you disintegrate into 1,000.
I'm done. You win.
That's to be the world's strongest jab right there.
I mean, at least with the heavy, it looks like it hurts.
With the jab, it just kind of looks like, hey, like you're just like poking
Just
him.
tap the
Hey, what's
guy.
up? Yeah, tap the guy, falls over, collapses, disintegrates.
So unfortunately, the tutorials for this last about like 10 minutes. They're pretty long.
You know what else
Oh wait,
you
we
can
got
do
our friends on the side.
in 10 minutes? You know what you can do in less than 10 minutes?
I have no idea.
You can donate to Direct Relief.
Of course.
Yeah. There it is. Look at that fancy link. Put it right there in chat. We're donating towards their initiatives, helping with COVID relief, doing lots of good stuff. Wish you could have someone read a Shaq meme on stream, and really, what greater joys there in life other than Shaq memes?
Why do you guys like Shaq Fu so much?
What? Shaq Fu is art.
Shaq Fu is art.
Don't make me make this this hour and a half talking about Shaq Fu instead of GranBlue.
Shaq Blue, GranBlue.
Yes.
Oh goodness. So we're just getting past, skipping some cutscenes here, some stupid tutorials about how to equip weapons. If you've ever played a game before, you probably know how to equip a weapon, so I'm not gonna go over it.
Wait, this is a video game?
This is a video game, yes.
Wait, how do you play a video game?
You press buttons, and then like sometimes it does things. Actually, I'm just button mashing this entire run right now.
Oh. I knew it.
Do it. Fraud. Okay, so this is like the quote-unquote skill tutorial, but this is just mostly a tutorial on specials. Gran himself actually has a really good set of specials for the speedrun. The first is this kind of like semi-Rekka. I don't even know what to call this, but he's got this like dashing sword swipe into the boot. This is really good for just kind of doing damage and like against regular enemies. The other is going to be his fireball. Also pretty good. You'll definitely be seeing it a lot.
When we get a boot, I want you all to just yell boot in chat too. Boot.
Boot. Grand boot. There are many boots from Gran. This is the combo tutorial here. It's showing you stuff like auto combos. Not too much interesting things going on here.
just mash the same button, then it'll just combo into itself.
You actually don't have to mash the same button. If you wanted to,
Oh, really?
you could mash many different buttons.
Oh, the more you know.
Oh, this one's the...
So there's one at the end, you just EX Dragon Punch.
You can, yeah, you can EX Dragon Punch or you can EX Fireball. Both work. You can't EX Boot though, so it's a bit of a shame.
Totally. I think your challenge for this run is to end as many boss fights as possible with EX Boot.
Oh yeah? Actually, I think that is what you don't want to do. Because every time you end a like a round of combat with the special, it does like a freeze frame and shows everything. It's just like, okay, well, this is slow. This is the blocking tutorial. We're gonna try to hit enemies before they actually hit us. Hopefully I'm good at spacing stuff today. Probably not though. Oh, 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 we got 3. Okay, that was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Hitting those wolves with the tip of your sword while they rush forward is actually pretty hard. And you'll trade with them at best if you don't get that spaced right.
Yeah, that was some immaculate spacing right there. That was really nice.
Okay, so now it's actually giving us like real tutorials on how to like improve our weapons and stuff. I don't know why I bothered showing us how to like equip it earlier when they were just gonna have us do this later, but whatever. Most of this is pretty straightforward. There's the upgrade, uncap, and skill upgrade. Upgrade, simply put, makes the weapon stronger. Uncap lets you get the weapon to a higher level. And skill upgrade improves the secondary abilities on the weapons, so long as they matches the main weapon you're equipping. Unfortunately, the skill upgrade is not very useful. You could theoretically use it in runs, but because we change our element so much, it's not very useful.
Yeah, the element's gonna come into play later. We're also gonna be playing a little gacha game. You get some like various elements of items in the little run here.
Oh man, I am spacing that poorly. So yeah, here the game's trying to teach us about crossovers and dodges. You can just jump, like the straight attack they'll do, and that's faster. Of course, you have to jump right, so my bad. And here's the chain bonus tutorial. I'm not sure why they call it the chain bonus tutorial. There's barely enough enemies to get chain high. But for every 10 hits of chain, we're going to gain a damage boost, which does come into play quite a few times in the run. It does not come to play in these tutorials whatsoever.
You do a bit more damage with the chain, so keeping it is really nice. See, it's got a timer on there. It'll expire if you're not careful with it.
So this is like the last quick tutorial, I guess you could say. We're going to be fighting Catalina. She's the only character we have to fight twice. The first one, she's not very aggressive. She doesn't do that much. So hopefully it goes nice. But she can just troll you and just press buttons.
She also has armor on her belly button.
I said, please don't say that during the stream, and you really don't disappoint there, Gooby. Oh, okay. So that was like the last of our tutorials there. They tried to teach us a whole bunch of things about fighting characters. there's all sorts of crazy things about the AI fights instead of like a normal, you know, like arcade mode where, you know, the enemies, like when you hit them they get in hit stun. They kind of will just like, if they're pressing buttons, they'll just armor straight through stuff, even if it's just like a jab. So it gets kind of memey at sometimes.
Just setting up some support skills there and whatnot.
Yeah, that was a quick tutorial on support skills. I'll probably go in more in depth when I actually use them. Mainly because most times that we get them, we're just kind of like, okay, we have support skills now. That's pretty cool. But not every support skill we get is useful. There's one, like, it's called, like, Phalanx. It's like, it reduces the damage you take, but it also decreases the damage you deal. So it's just like, yeah, that's not very useful for a run. So this is the first of the survive missions, and every survive mission is boring, just straight up. It's not fun because hitting enemies will make the mission end very long, so we don't want to do that. So for the most part, we're basically just going to be screwing around for 90 seconds until this ends. I guess one of the nice things is if you wanted to, you could just put a button on your block button, and then you're kind of done with the mission.
I wonder how much Shaq Fu I can get through in these survive missions.
At least the first stage.
And I have it right here. It's
oh, you have Shaq Fu ready.
I have it at the ready, actually.
This man has emergency Shaq Fu.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely, need your emergency Shaq Fu.
Is it sad that I know frame data for Shaq Fu?
Do you?
Yes.
I don't even know frame data for Shaq Fu. That's amazing. Where do you even go to learn that?
I actually watched a video on analysis Shaq Fu. That's actually a very good video if you like fighting game videos.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds pretty cool.
Oh, they didn't like me taunting.
Let's boot them as much as possible.
I don't want to lose more time, man. I had to get my B grade, okay?
What? The boot, though?
Yeah, but it's the B grade. B for boot.
Yeah. Ah, I see what you're doing. It's the boot grade. Got it.
Yep. Alright, so this is kind of one of the more standard missions for the game. It's mostly just going to be beat-em-up sections. The main thing that we'll be using is auto combos into like Fireball or into another special.
Run's gonna start picking up a bit more here, especially once we get to the Catalina fight. Later in the run, there's gonna be some pretty tough boss fights and whatnot, so the beginning is pretty chill though, for the most part.
One thing I will say that's kind of odd about the way they designed this mode is they decided that instead of making continuous stages for it, where you just kind of keep scrolling, they just decided it's a better idea to just be like, hey, we're just going to use this stage and let enemies spawn on it. And so there's a lot of times where you just kind of be awkwardly waiting for an enemy to come down.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you want to come down? I'm here for ya.
My parents aren't home.
Why we don't kill the enemies in the survive missions. and if we attack, would we gain more experience? Maybe, and then we survive missions.
Yeah, that experience basically it ticks when you get a whole bunch of it. Like at the end of the mission, it just keeps scrolling, and getting any just is really slow. So we choose not to. All right, this next part's a little fun. We're actually going to use a support skill here. We're going to use a rage boost, and hopefully we'll one-shot the captain. That ends the mission. Of course, if we miss the first hit, we won't quite one-shot. Perfect. And that's basically the extent of how good I am at fighting games. Just run up super. I have super. I'm gonna use it. They blocked it. What? How did they know it was coming?
That's a big mood right there.
So here we have like the first like real AI fight. The last one was mostly a tutorial. This one, they actually start doing a lot of things that they normally do. Catalina, or all of them, will use their first super at 50%, and then they'll use their second super when they get to... They'll use their... Yeah, at 25%. Oh, that's not a trait I wanted to see.
Was it a GameStop trade?
That was my fault. I was not watching her health.
Oh, fortunate. Catalina's a bit harder than the AI we've been fighting up to this point.
Very much so. Oh, I missed my safe jump too. I'm really screwing these fights up so far. I should be okay though. Just losing a ton of time from getting hit by animations.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good example of them just armoring through stuff. I hit her with DP and she was just like, yeah, I'm just use my buttons anyways.
Like, okay, I guess.
You do what you want, I won't stop you, I guess, you know?
I guess this is how it is now. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, from this point on, we'll now have 2 characters for unlocking Catalina. We're going to be unlocking more characters throughout this run. But for now, we're going to have Catalina there.
Unfortunately, I did some bad menuing. That'll work.
If we were doing co-op, this is where the co-op run would begin. Or, well, it would start. You'd have one player play these first 10 missions, and then the co-op player could come in.
Yeah, starting with Ares here. So this is like the first like boss battle. All the boss battles are pretty much the reason I like to run this game. They generally require you to be pretty smart about what you're pressing and where. Everything that they do you can react to and punish.
Keeping our chain is going to be pretty important on boss fights. We're going to ideally want to keep our chain as much as possible.
Yeah, unfortunately I just lost mine.
Oh.
I tried to jab to keep it and I didn't get it.
Oh. I think our support's going to be important for boss fights, especially for once we're going to get our leader back.
So here's Break. Break is just basically 3 hits.
getting that free real estate.
That's a pretty good example of the AI being really, really dumb. She kind of just chose to stand in the attack, and like that's like one of the easiest attacks to get out of. So I don't know if that's gonna win. There you go. That crash is kind of what we're looking for. It keeps him from using some of his slower attacks, or ones that waste time rather. Yeah, there, where he tries to use that shield to parry stuff. That is extremely unfortunate. If this fight goes well, you don't get to see this attack twice, but not too much you can do about it when it happens.
Yeah. Some bad luck.
Yo, do you like gacha, Gooby?
Not particularly.
Yeah, I don't
Why
either,
do you
but we
ask?
have to do it real quick. So we're gonna do a 10 weapon draw, and we'll get silvers guaranteed, which is nice, but the two things we actually want is firstly a light element, and then we want an earth element. If we don't get it, we'll have to go in the shop, and the kid talks a lot, so it's pretty slow.
Mm-hmm. So let's get some bless RGs out there in chat.
And, you know, just like any good gacha game, of course the first one's free. Okay, I got light. Let's do a couple single draws, see if we can get lucky. Alright, let's go. Let's just go in the shop. Let's buy an earth real quick.
Aww. Pretty unlucky run so far.
Yeah, things are not going
Yeah.
beautifully. Which one do I want here? I want Mountain's Might. There it is. There you go. Look at this kid. You know, he's so happy that I bought stuff from him, and I just want to go. I just want to leave.
You just want to leave and never talk to him again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fortunately, even donation did not help with the gacha luck.
Thank you so much for giving a beautiful donation. We of course appreciate it.
Can I still read it though?
Yeah.
Nice. We have a whooping $100 donation from Crazar saying, "So sorry I couldn't be part of things this year. Good luck to all the runners. Let's KO some of these goals and Corona. Thank you very, very much for your generosity." That's awesome.
Wow, that's a huge donation. $100 right there. Yeah, thanks so much, Crazar. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, so all that menuing there was pretty much just get our attack power way higher than what it used to be. And to give us water element. The next, like, 8 missions, we're going to be using water element. Then we're changing our elements quite a bit. And really, the missions that's worth changing your element for is anyone where we're fighting goons like this, as it makes a pretty large difference.
Excuse me.
Additionally, the large boss battles, quite obviously, improved with that.
I thought they were called goons, they're not goons, excuse me.
Goons?
They're called goobs.
Goobs?
Yep.
They're about as good as goobs. So we're using Catalina here, and you might wonder why. The main reason is because if we give the AI Catalina, the AI is gonna super, and Catalina's super is like a 5, 6, 7 animation. Like, it's stupid. To be honest, I really hate it. I got beat.
Yeah. Grad's is much shorter, so if they use it, it doesn't cost as much time.
A lot of this run is designed around us having allies that don't use a ton of time when they're on the field to help us. So if this fight goes perfectly, Gran will just like run up and do his super. If he doesn't, I don't know what to say. Oops, my bad. I could use super here myself, and it would kill the enemies, but my super takes longer than actually just hitting them, so it's a little awkward.
He didn't run up super, but he still threw some fireballs and seemed okay.
Run up, do things.
Yeah, he did a thing, so good on you, AI.
Yeah, you know, sometimes our partner's like super great, and they're like, "Hey, man, good job," and then sometimes they're just like, "Oh, thank you for being here, I guess."
Hurts the wrong way, supers. Like, why?
The worst though is when they throw out super and hit nothing. It's just like, okay, thank you for using that time. I didn't want it anyways.
It's when you scream eternally, then like the girls, you say, "Thank you for being a friend."
Thank you for being a friend.
Can we just replace the intermission music with just the Golden Girls theme song?
No.
I tried.
I wish you didn't.
You know you love the Golden Girls theme song.
Actually, I have not heard it. I don't plan to hear it anytime soon either.
Oh, it's a great song. It's a banger.
Alright, so I think we're coming up on my least favorite character fight, like the game entirely. Like, I really mean that. I can't stand fighting this guy. And the reason for that is because, like I said, the AI has armor on everything, and this guy he can teleport in the air whenever he wants to. So he can armored basically get out of any combo, and it's just like, okay, cool, that's great. Oh, you know, you lose your safe jumps, you lose your meaties. He just does what he wants. I can't stand Lancelot. We also need to land supers on this guy to make it fast, so hopefully we land it. Yeah, there's a good example of him being a jerk. He just basically decided not to get hit by that.
Like, not today.
Not today.
Yeah.
Not today, friends. Nope. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, the AI armor increase stuff is a common theme throughout RPG mode. You're gonna see a few The Pokemon's been doing a really good job of adapting with them.
I DP'd, I should be safe. Okay, good.
Yep. And as standard fighting game stuff, keeping your opponent in the corner is always a good idea. And I jinxed it again, of course.
So, to clarify, Lancelot's, like, his second super is very, very fast. But if you're like, he always goes for the medium range one, he doesn't go for the short range one. So he'll always whip on you if you're close to him. Close to him in the corner, specifically. Okay, Gran, you can take a quick nap. So we have another fun survive mission.
So I see here in chat, we've raised $155 for direct relief. That's really great. That's super cool.
Yeah, I think that's
Especially with
amazing.
that, yeah. Especially with that huge donation that came through. That's really
That
cool.
guy actually just anti-aired me. What a champ. Give that guy a raise. He's like the one stormtrooper that ever hit anybody.
Yeah, for real, the one stormtrooper who has good aim.
So I guess I will like mention that the enemies they'll notice what you're doing, what tendencies you like. It's really crazy because like if you do cross throughs a lot, they'll start throwing attacks in the other direction. And if you press block a lot, they'll just run up and grab you or walk up. These guys don't really run. And yeah, despite these just being like generic enemies, they do have a sweep, they have an overhead, they have like kind of just this like weird range button that they like to use, like that one there. They have a grab. So Goblin guy for GranBlue is pretty much what I'm saying here.
Shaq for GranBlue, please.
Shaq for GranBlue.
You know you want it.
I mean, it is Shaq.
Exactly. What would his look like? Does he dunk his opponent? Like it's a grab, like he's a grappler. So he goes.
Oh god. What's he do? Grab and dunk him or something?
Yep, they get dunked.
Oh god. Okay, Gran, your nap's over. You can come back. So we do need to turn the AI partner off for any survive mission that we're gonna do, and that's just because they press buttons and kill enemies, and that gains experience can't do that. It's a shame you can't tell them to do that. Okay, that guy is probably dead. Yep. You always gotta love when the random super just comes out to kill the one enemy that's on the screen.
Like you went a little overkill there, buddy.
It's like, yep, that guy is definitely dead now. Good job.
Like, could have also just used your extreme jab from earlier. Well, wouldn't actually have, but I want to believe extreme jab will fail all of it. Did we talk about how good Catalina's buttons are?
They are very good. I don't think I have, but she's kind of wide and far considered one of the best characters just in like the regular game. And most of that translates to this, but she has a little less damage than Duran, and she has a worse super, so we don't end up using her as long as you would think we would. But yeah, to go over her buttons real quick, she basically has everything that Gran has, but they reach farther. And the damage trade-off is noticeable for it, but it's overall she's just kind of like a stronger character. Keep coming.
Nice job with the overkill super AI.
Yep. That one didn't even need it.
He was at like a fourth of his life bar.
You could just hit heavy a few times and he'd be dead. But you can do that too, I guess. I won't stop you. I can't stop you to be specific.
Won't stop.
So one way I can help tell that enemies have spawned is by looking at the chain. Chain will not tick down when there's no enemies on the screen, but once one appears, it will tick down. That way I can know in case I just missed an enemy. And there are some enemies that are really bad about chasing you around. Alright, so we're coming up on Charlotta, and Charlotta's actually a character we're going to be using quite a bit in the run. But for now, we're going to be fighting her. She's not that big of a problem, though her supers are a little obnoxious. So
Well, she's not a big problem in more than one way. As we'll see.
yeah, she reminds me of Gooby. Vertically challenged.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, please let that hit.
Yeah, I did a good super.
It did. I meant to do that confirm. That was good about me. I think Grant's gonna get hit by that. Yup. Please don't get hit by that Grant. Oh my goodness. So our AI partner can sometimes decide to actually block, and sometimes he'll just like, I'm gonna take a hit to the face. And well, he decided to take a hit to the face.
He looks fine.
He looks
Let's
fine.
grab
I mean,
him.
he's still alive, yeah. Problem is that like 7-second animation that just happened.
Yeah. To show more of the great art in this game, right?
Hey, it is very beautifully animated, that is for sure. Okay, so we kind of have like our actual like starting party here now. Only took like 20 minutes to get to it, probably more.
Yeah. In terms of missions, we're about halfway. There's gonna be 40 missions in this game. We're at, what, 18?
18 or so, yeah.
Yeah.
But later game missions are obviously longer. So this is the Colossus fight. He's got really big stuff, and we're gonna hopefully avoid it. And I don't know how else I can describe it.
Yeah, that's basically it, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I'm bad.
You know, times like these, you just gotta remember one thing.
What's that?
Spin to win and to boot. Good try.
So that is an instant kill if you get hit by it. Please do enjoy this banger soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
I miss that super.
This game is a lot of fun. There we go, got a break. Nice.
Yeah, I dropped a couple DPs at the end there. That probably would have been over sooner. Alright, so that's the second island. I think we have, or no, like the third island. There's like 6 islands to go to, plus like some bonus missions. Or some missions on the airship we're on right now, apparently. I guess we haven't explained this game has airships. If you want me to go into GranBlue lore, I don't know it. I think that's
in the distant future.
in the distant future.
Shaq
Is it? You sure it's not the
split.
distant past?
Oh wait, is it the distant past? Oh, you're
I don't
right.
know.
Distant...
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Like, it could be.
At some point in history.
At some point in history. Maybe it's in a
Shaq,
galaxy far,
split.
far away, man.
It could, exactly.
In a galaxy far, far away, Shaq decided that GranBlue will exist.
And thus, Shaq split himself into 6 different islands, and we are traversing the 6 different islands.
So these little robots, they're called, the game calls them caterpillars, after Catalina. And the big thing about them is that they don't hard knock down after you hit them with most anything. So you can keep hitting them no matter as much as you want. The other thing is that you can't grab them. I guess I could show that real quick. Yeah, fail. The grab is not really an option you care too much about in RPG mode. That's because regular enemies do not block. And most AI fighters are really, really good at breaking throws. Like, it's crazy. They'll be like, I was waiting for that. And I'm like, okay. I don't even know why I tried.
It's like, alright, guess I won't grab them.
I guess I'm out of here. These caterpillars actually all have really obnoxious buttons. Because they're designed to be a zoning tool for another character in the game. And unfortunately, that means they just have like full screen stuff. It's just like, okay, well, I guess I got hit by that now.
The name Caterpillar is fantastic, though.
It is definitely a very clever name. There we go. Did you like that last survive mission that we did?
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, good, because this is another one. So we have like 2 survive missions left. This is one of them. So we're almost done with these. Although it says destroy as many as you can, that's kind of a lie. So the caterpillars also don't have grabs, so they also don't have lows. This is, quite simply put, they can't beat this. They could chip damage me, but they ain't gonna kill me anytime soon.
Can't touch it.
Can't touch this. You probably would take more damage trying to avoid them.
Hey, Polecat.
Yeah.
You know what would be an awesome thing to do during a survive mission?
Is it plug the donations?
Exactly, appease our track overlord and put a donation towards the Direct Relief Foundation. That's linked in the chat right here. Exclamation mark Speedyfists. Check out the schedule too for a lot more fighting game runs throughout the day. It'll be a good time. And Shaq approves. If you have any interest in fighting game speedruns too, be sure to look for the Speedyfists Discord. Get hooked up with the community, this channel for any sort of fighting game you want to speedrun in there. And plus it has a picture of Shaq as the icon, so, you know, you need
So
more
in
of that
case
in
you
your
just need like a picture of Shaq in your list of Discords, right?
life. Exactly, if you need that, that's...
We got you. Okay, so next we're going to be going up probably the best girl. And it's also the grappler of the game. So the big thing is when they go for their second super, it's a frame 0 grab, meaning that after the activation, if I'm on the ground, I'm going to get grabbed and it's going to hurt. My feelings mostly though. That's good, right? No, it's not.
My life bar, that's what my feelings.
Oh, I got hit by that. I'm gonna kick in the face.
I think he's hitting you aside.
I got booted.
You gotta reverse beat him then. You can't just get booted. And that's
Oh my goodness! This fight is so bad right now. I can't believe my ally actually got grabbed there. Alright, so we gotta watch out for the super here. No! I'm in the air. Yeah, I win. Thank you. I've been hit by that way too many times.
He just wants to give you a hug about.
That hug hurts, man. Mostly my feelings, but it hurts. So I believe this is the first mission where they start combining like enemies that you see. So it actually like different enemy types to be more specific. So it won't just be these caterpillars showing up the entire time. We'll also see stuff like goblins. We'll also see these like slime enemies that take more damage from getting hit by specials and less from normals. Rude. My ally once again. Very good. Just kind of supers off the screen, and then, you know,
Wonderful.
okay, goodbye.
Hey, in case there was an enemy that randomly came, you never know.
I mean, they always do it in the direction of an enemy, but the enemy has invincibility for a little bit when it spawns, so it's just like, I'm gonna hit this enemy that isn't invincible. Okay. Won't stop
Well, there goes 2 seconds, I guess.
This is the reason that we have Charlotta as our ally. Could you imagine if that was Catalina the entire time?
Yeah, it'd be like 7 seconds.
Oh,
Like, oh,
yeah. She has one of the longest super animations in the game. Despite being like one of the first 2 announced characters.
There were new characters added to this game pretty recently, so... Okay.
Yeah, it seems that they are trying to continuously add new characters to the game. These wolves are a little interesting in that not only do they have like a lot of like attacks that rush at you, but also anytime you hit them, they just fall flat on their back. So you generally want to kill them in one combo. Doesn't mean I'm good at that, but that's what you want to do. So next is Lowain. There's not too many special things about Lowain in his fight, but the main thing is that he doesn't use his first super at 50%, and he only uses the one super at 25%. He's also not that scary with the super armor because a lot of his buttons like summon things and you can just keep hitting them, so it's kind of like, oh, okay. Oh, I missed that, I think. He didn't block it though.
He also has a pretty excellent super with the boys.
The boys indeed. The boys are back in town.
you haven't seen it, check it out. It's pretty good. Just search for it on Google. Oh no, there it is. The
Yeah,
boys.
this man decided to show up to a fight with the human pyramid. That's a statement. Okay, so next we have Matera. She kind of has like a lot of the same things as Loane, but now she actually has like a super at 50 and 25% again. You don't want to get hit by those supers. Those are both animated supers. But for the most part, she's not too difficult to deal with. You just have to pin her down. She's basically done. Oh, please tell me how to hit. Oh, that ripped.
They're pretty close, though.
Am I gonna get hit by that? I think I am. Nope, I'm safe. Alright, Charlotta, please don't get hit by this. How'd she avoid that completely?
Because you asked her, don't get hit by this.
Yeah.
Alright.
Asking nicely was the key to life all along. Oh, I should have known.
The secret to getting the AI to cooperate is just to ask nicely.
Nicely, yeah. Please do your job, thank you.
The real AI was the friends we made along the way.
Excuse me. So yeah, we're on to the next big boss fight, which is going to be Yggdrasil, or as the game likes to call her, Yiggy.
It's a pretty good name.
I got completely blown away by that. I got blown away again. Yeah, that little laser thing she spawns. You can hit her. Sometimes useful to do so. Other times you just kind of want to keep following her.
It's like if you can do it along the way, it's nice. Otherwise, you just kind of can deal with it. You don't have to drop your chain or anything.
There we go. That was a good quick end.
Ooh, there you go.
That's probably one of the hardest fights to actually keep your chain on.
You look at a pretty good chain. Like for the most part, you're keeping it pretty good.
Yeah, the start I didn't, but afterwards, yeah. So after we do most of these character fights, we do gain access to the characters. You might ask why we're not using them, and it's just like, there's a combination of reasons, but some of them are just not worthwhile because they have those animated supers that I'm talking about. Other ones are just a little slower than other characters. Like, they're not bad, but they're just not the best option. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do.
If Shaq were in this game, he would be the best option.
What would his options even be?
The win button.
The win button.
You
Wait, you just press a
play as
button and
Shaq.
you win? I don't want to play
just-
that. I
you-
don't want to play that at all. That doesn't sound fun in the slightest. So these flying enemies are actually kind of obnoxious. Like, there's no other better way to put them. They have really dumb hitboxes to work with. If you anti-air them, they come all the way to the ground and like they hard knockdown instead of letting you hit them more. There's also kind of like the mage goblins. We saw them earlier. I think they show up again here. They just teleport around, waste time. There's a lot of like strange enemies that you kind of have to like learn how to pin down, like that guy. That's not gonna hit him. I appreciate the effort, though. Thank you, AI.
You tried. Can we give the AI a gold star for that? Just saying you tried in Comic Sans.
You tried?
You tried.
An attempt was made.
Chat is asking when is Shaq mode.
I don't even know if I don't think there's a Shaq mode.
Shaq mode is all the characters are what? You're 7 feet tall and you're trying to play basketball instead.
Okay, so here we're going to use a different character. And that's just because of this character's unique function. Every character has a unique function. Gran is just like a charge attack that becomes invincible at full charge. Matera, on the other hand, has a really fast jump that's pretty useful for jumping over enemies in a mission like this. Unfortunately, our ally seems to be working on those gold stars pretty hard right now.
Hey, you know, they're starting a collection. With all the gold stars you could possibly get. Yeah, if chat wants to keep the track of how many gold stars the AI gets, that'd be awesome. So far, 2.
2, wow, you are very generous. I would not give it any
yeah.
at the moment. I'd give it like negative stars.
Wow.
I think it's earned like 1 from one good super, and then not any since then. So.
Oh, the gold star. Okay, the gold star's a different good super. I was thinking when it does a bad super.
Oh, if it did that, then we have a whole lot, man. I don't know if we can handle how many we have.
It'd be a lot.
Like, there's another bad super.
There's another gold star.
How many gold stars do we need?
Well, if you get 32, you can unlock Shaq mode, because that's Shaq's number. It's just like how if you hit every like developer name with Smash Brothers Melee, you'll unlock Toad, of course.
Who told you that?
I had a friend growing up who told me that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not true, of course, but like
That's why I asked. Who told you that?
Yeah. Apparently, it's a common rumor.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
So if your AI gets 32 gold stars in GranBlue, Shaq mode is unlocked.
Shaq mode. Alright, so this is another weird mission. That last one, we were just kind of like running to the right. I didn't really explain it very well. But all that mission was running to the right and then a small combat section. This one is waiting for enemies to like ambush you, I guess. And then you fight them. I don't know, it's kind of weird. The way that they designed it. Because you don't really go anywhere. You don't really like get ambushed somehow.
Good job, AI.
Yeah, that super was terrible.
Yeah. Well, you know what I like to do while waiting to get ambushed?
Is it plug stuff?
It is. It's to donate to direct relief. Enter the exclamation mark Speedyfists, getting the link to the charity, seeing some incentives, and the schedule.
Of course, it goes to a great cause, so I would be much appreciative if you did donate.
And we have a lot of incentives that could help you, inspire you to donate. For example, we have an option to make the runner run one of the next games blindfolded, and we only need $5 for that to make Panda run Gundam vs Gundam Next Plus blindfolded. If you want to see that, please consider donating. It's super easy and convenient.
Maybe we could have a challenge where someone donates $1 for every time the AI hits a bad super.
They're all broke.
Then we could definitely get it met. We could
They're
do
broke.
it.
Trying to make people broke, man. Even if they donated a penny, we'd still get some money out of them.
So you can see it now. Starts a challenge. Next thing.
Oh goodness.
Local speedrunner goes broke. AI too bad.
AI way too bad. Do you guys take gift cards? Okay, so here we have Fairy. She's like one of the zoners of the game. She has a lot of good buttons, and like I mentioned about the armor earlier, it actually becomes worse when an opponent has big buttons and they're armored now. This is really good, actually. That was a really good fight, wow. No supers got out.
Yeah, that was super clean.
Yeah, alright, we can take away a gold star from our AI companion. They actually did something that game.
Yeah, those are like really well timed supers, like the whole thing.
That's how you want the AI to work, and usually doesn't do it, so... Needless to say, doing runs of this can be very frustrating sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the times, just sometimes.
What doesn't frustrate me is the adorable ghost bunny that Freya gets, though.
Fairy, you mean?
A fairy. I keep...
You mean the polecat?
The polecat, yes.
Yeah, she keeps polecats,
Fairy,
clearly.
that's it. I don't know why I mix that name up sometimes. She gets an adorable little polecat ghost bunny, and it's amazing.
Unfortunately, we will not be getting to use her in single player. She's much more useful in 2-player, but single player, there's too many restrictions on which characters we can use.
Yeah, and co-op, she's really good for building up chain. She has a lot of moves that can like do 8 hits, so then build up the chain really fast, so the single player can go and kind of do a lot more damage, and you're kind of there for support if you're playing a fairy.
Yeah, she also has a non-animation second super, which means that she can still do good damage herself.
Becomes a bouncy ball on screen.
What is my AI doing? You're walking into a wall. I don't know, like, sometimes they do that, and you're like, what are you doing?
Trust me, there's a plan.
They're like, are you possessed? Are you okay?
Yo, I
Are they
think
trying to social distance? Excuse me. I don't know. I just don't know.
What's going on?
What's going on? Are you okay? Hello?
Hello? Okay.
Maybe they're just like their controller disconnected and they're just kind of like running off to the side.
Yep.
Bad
Accidentally
connection.
unplugged their Mad Catz fight stick. It's like, oh crap.
They threw it on the ground after another bad super. I missed again. Ah!
Like, dang it. He's facing to the right, but I went to the left. I gotta remember, right and left.
He was invincible again. Ah, these cheaters. My buttons don't work. God dang it.
Everyone cheats except for me.
Everyone cheats except for me. Well, that guy's. You missed him again. Oh man. We might have a pretty slow end game here. It appears that we do not have the highest damage on our light attribute, which is basically the end game attribute. She immediately got super and just spent it right away. She was just like, oh, I got it. They can't beat this move. It's invincible.
That's another relatable moment right
You can't beat my move.
Yeah, we are kind of coming to the later game right now. We got a few more minutes. Making progress. We can keep counting how many bad supers happen until then. There will be quite a few.
Yes, there will be quite a few. Alright, we have Percival here. He's kind of like a high-risk, high-reward character with his buttons. They usually leave him very exposed. But when we're always pressing buttons, that doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, hopefully they'll cooperate. I literally jinxed like every time. I was gonna say like cornered, but then the AI jumped in. I'm just gonna not say anything on the rest of the jinxing it, because I've jinxed you like 4 times.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah.
Okay, please don't get hit by this Charlotte. Thank you. That was a waste of a break, my bad. Alright, please don't get hit by this Charlotte. Oh, she got hit by it. This animation's super long. At least it looks cool, right?
Look at that.
Roasted.
We need a lock. Whenever that super happens, just in the middle of the screen, it says roasted.
Roasted. So just quick change out of support skills and partner and stuff. Quick weapon change, get the right element. This next fight can be very slow if you don't have the right stuff, so hopefully we will get the quick kill, but probably not. This next fight is basically what we want is it to be over in just 4 uses of super.
Mm-hmm. Another reason this is going to be important here is because that's how he's going to get him so damage. For the melee attack here, you wouldn't be able to do damage for her.
Oh. Yeah, we'll just have the super here. What I get hit by? Oh. I have never been asleep before. This is very awkward.
Not knowing what to do. It's the first time for everything, right?
Yeah, this is a pretty slow fight, unfortunately. So these 5 flowers that appear, if you hit them, they'll give you meter, which is how you're supposed to fight her. This should be over. So we did luckily avoid when she tries to heal herself. She does have like this really annoying attack where she sends a bunch of cred on the screen. You have to figure out which one's like the one you're supposed to hit. And if you do it wrong, she just starts healing herself. You're like, well, okay. So after we defeat the Rose Queen, we actually always have access to our like the second super, and we will be making use of that shortly, but not in this next mission, but missions after it.
You gonna go read those glossary entries? That would be a great time.
No. That's pretty slow. For whatever reason, the game really likes to tell you stuff. You unlock a whole bunch of stuff after every fight, and the game's just like, yeah, you unlocked all this. I'm like, okay, I guess. That's cool, I guess.
We could have a
check it out. But, thank you. So this is like the last one where we actually have to fight enemies. Unfortunately, we still have another survive mission later, which, you know, as you can tell by my excitement about doing those, I'm not excited about it.
Oh, you're excited. You're ready to go. Survive mission. Let's go.
Yeah. Woo. But yeah, this is the last one where we actually have to do the beat 'em up with just enemies on the screen. After that, it'll just be pretty much nothing but character fights and big boss battles. So our goal is just to hit this little bird out of the air and then super him. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see. Oh goodness. Did we get him? Yeah, we for the most part got him. And we're actually going to be switching characters off Gran for once. He will come back later, but we're going to be using basically what I like to call the raid boss of this game, which is Loane. Loane is kind of a joke character. He has all sorts of just weird buttons on him. Like, he has like buttons where his friends come along the screen, they start like doing like lows and highs, and he can summon caterpillars, and he's really weird, to put it lightly. But he also has access to Yiggy as his boosted super. And now that we have access to it all the time, we can use it in just about every fight we want to, and that just happens to be any fight that's not a beat-em-up section. The final boss will also avoid using him, just because the way the final boss works is not very conducive for using Loane. But for the most part, it's going to be this guy. Most... Oh, please hit that. So here we go. Yiggy, she has a full screen unblockable. She has this giant orb that does a lot of damage. The AI doesn't know how to deal with it either. Like, not blocking that, not dodging it, just kind of takes it. Yeah, there we go. That was fairly quick. Zeta is easily the most aggressive AI in the game. I have tried using her like on the final boss before, and she just ends up getting herself killed. So she's always a character I'm interested in routing into the game, just because she's always gonna press buttons, and that's pretty useful as an AI. Now we're coming up on probably what is, I would assume, like, I'm gonna guess this is your favorite character, just because you like his English voice actor. Gooby?
I mean, I do a bit. I think you got the point that I really like this this voice actor. Yeah, this is from a YouTuber called ProZB, who also is a voice actor with a lot of comedy videos. It's also voice acts this game.
My ally does not want a super. Please super him.
Maybe with King Dragon's regards.
Okay, there you go. Please tell me he didn't block that. He blocked that. Oh, then he decided not to block it. What a weird guy. Okay, Blue Orb kind of screws this guy up because he has a lot of really armored stuff, and he always wants to throw it out, but obviously it is getting hit. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, that was a really fast down there. Mainly because my AI figured out how to use a super again. So we can take another gold star back.
I think you really got the point.
Does King Dragon send his regards too?
He does.
Alright, speaking of King Dragon, we actually have to go fight a dragon right now, which is pretty cool, right? So this fight's going to work in a specific way, just kind of like the last ones. I didn't explain it too well, but what I'm going to try to do here is I'm just going to let my AI use a super to get them into their burst activation, which is invincible. Then I can go into Yiggy and hopefully end the fight. He does not seem to be cooperating. Okay, there he goes.
Gotta say, I do enjoy the fact.
So you might notice just how much damage he does to Overdrive and just the boss in general. This is the reason that we tend to use her for late game.
He's kind of okay.
Alright, the Dragon's not very happy that we apparently were cheesing him. So we really need our ally to use this. Oh no, we don't need him to use it anymore. We got into Overdrive anyways. Oh no. So this here is a one-shot. The reason I don't like seeing it though is because this is an extremely long animation. At least the song's a banger though. And yeah, mainly super high chain is doing a lot of work right here.
King Dragon can't send its regards anymore, unfortunately.
So we're coming up on the final area, the last two missions of the game. Now, I said earlier I still have a survive mission left. This is the last survive mission. And unlike the other two survive missions, it's much worse because it lasts twice as long.
Woo! Survive missions!
Survive missions. So,
Yeah.
of course, this means that this is a great time to tell all of you that we have donation incentives, of course, once again.
So you might have noticed that King Dragon over there had blindfold on, just like instead of for Panda to play Gundam blindfolded. Always $5 away from being met, which is to run right after this, so you know, it'll all go towards direct relief.
Yes, and as far as its standing, right now, Panda is also going to use the hardest Gundam, which I picked for him, and I'm very happy about that. Because you can definitely make his life even harder if you donate for the blindfolded incentive.
How much is for the
You gotta
blindfold incentive
consider.
again?
$5.
$5. So for $5, you can
Yeah.
experience a blindfolded run. That is a steal.
And you'll be able to watch all of Panda's frustrated faces, because his camera will be on.
I feel like I'm being called out.
So you could get a Subway sandwich, or you could watch a blindfolded run for charity.
Or you get $10 and get both.
I mean, exactly, true. So you could get a sandwich and watch the great blindfolded run. Cost of Subway sandwich, $10. $5. Cost of the next incentive, $5. Watching your AI super the runway, priceless.
Yeah, I wonder where my AI got its training. It's definitely that stormtrooper effectiveness that really is something.
Stormtrooper Academy.
Stormtrooper Academy. where we train all the people to miss their supers and miss their shots.
You gotta love it. They shoot so many lasers, and yet none of them can hit. Dude's right in front of you.
We should make it. So this mission, you actually, like, these enemies actually do hit hard enough to kill us.
The chance and roll is Shaq and then no. Shaq hits with his Shaq.
I think he just has his own academy, like the Shaq Academy.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I guess with like the free throws, maybe. Maybe he learned the free throws from the Stormtrooper Academy. But Jack Urquhart, he did not.
So we're doing some final menuing here to get ready for the last fight. Not too much to say about this. We're just going to take heal for safety and make sure we actually complete the game. That'd be cool. We also take a new support skill called Burst Rush. Burst Rush pretty specifically gives you bonus damage when the boss bursts. So we can blow through their burst and do a lot of damage doing it, which is definitely beneficial to us. It doesn't last as long as the rage buff that we were using for most of the game, but getting burst damage is it's just too good, really. Big boy damage.
Oh,
Alright, so that's first phase. This is actually a 3-stage fight. The first phase is pretty free, just because Bubs is another one of those AI that does not use the supers whatsoever, so we don't have to like worry about that. The second phase and on, a little bit different. So Avatar has a whole bunch of different attacks that he can go for here. The one I don't like to see is this kind of late, whatever that is. I don't even know what to call that. Pain in the butt.
that's your name for it.
That's gonna miss. Yep. And oh, he didn't get hit by him, so that's a plus.
Good job, AI. You had some really simple guys.
Here we go, we get overdrive. Alright, we gotta run away from this. This does a lot of damage. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I figured out what was up. That's gonna miss. You know, Percy's usually not this bad.
There's a lot of gold stars coming out all of a sudden.
Do we have super? We do not. We're probably gonna get hit by this. So this is an unblockable. You can kill him before the charge finishes, but we usually don't have enough damage to do so. Alright, that's enough banger. On to the next track. So we are getting close to time. The third phase here is the final phase. And he likes to throw high and lows like across the screen, like. And usually we're gonna try to DP, or I guess in my case get hit today. The other thing he likes to go for is this kind of like airborne attack, and if you hit him out of it, you're gonna get a good punish out of it. Yo, good job, AI.
AI coming through.
Oh, that's gonna completely whip. So, these attacks here are preset and determined, so you can kind of stay in the same spot. Even if you haven't played this before, you can just watch the AI. Like, they're specifically set to stand in certain places that don't get hit. That's gonna miss. Man, just... Oh boy.
First of all, this is really struggling.
He's feeling it, man.
Every time he gets right by the air, like
Gets the first hit, he's like, yeah, I did it. No, you didn't. Come on, man.
it is mine, so confused. But I keep, but super.
I did it!
But super. But super is good.
Alright, this is gonna hit him hard. Oh wait, he's not in burst, or not in overdrive, my bad. Oh, this could be really bad though. Because I screwed that up. I'll have to get my meter back soon. If I don't, it could be troublesome. Oh, okay, thank you, Percival. I'll take back what I said about that last one. But the other ones were terrible, so.
Just redeem himself a little bit.
Okay, that one was terrible. Never mind. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Now he's running into the corner.
AI.
He's gonna start his kind of like last phase here. Oh no. Okay, good. Okay, woo! Ooh, that was close. So time is when we hit the mission clear here. So time is like right... now. Time.
GG.
GG. Not the greatest run. There's definitely a lot of things I got hit by that I shouldn't have. But, you know, anime. Enough anime. Get me to the credits.
That's all you need, right? But
Yeah.
anyway.
How are we doing on our estimate here?
Let me check. Let's see. You got a 134.25.
Okay, we're doing pretty good, so... I don't know if you want me to end it here. I could do one extra fight against Gran, because, I do like beating up Gran sometimes, but don't have to.
We'll see what the stats say on that one.
But yeah, I've been Polecat. This has been GranBlue Fantasy versus long name. And yeah, this run is honestly pretty fun. I just really like those big boss battles so much. And if you play better than me, you can actually avoid most of the stuff.
We're pretty good at times, so if you want to show something off, then go ahead.
Well, I don't have to show anything off.
I mean, if you can show something off,
Okay.
that would be great.
So I don't have enough time to do hard mode stuff. Hard mode is really silly because like all the enemies will kill you in like one super if they hit you with it. It's a lot of fun that way. But we can like beat up Gran real quick. So there's a whole lot of like bonus missions that they give you, and a whole lot of OKs that apparently they want me to clear.
But you didn't read the glossary yet.
I didn't read the cross. The
game wants you to read the glossary. It keeps telling you, like, hey.
Read the glossary. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they decided that not getting to beat up Gran wasn't very fun, so they gave these like this little extra bonus mission at the end where you get to fight Gran instead. I figured we may as well do that real quick since we're a little bit ahead.
Kind of a nice touch how they added that, though.
Oh my goodness, he DP'd right through it. What a madman.
That was like classic right there. Classic.
He beat my super move with his super move. How dare you do that?
How dare you use the super move?
Is my ally gonna get hit by this? Okay, he didn't. That move is super long to hit by. So yeah, that's Gran. It's always interesting, kind of like, there's a whole lot of side content in this, and they've been adding more and more. I am getting a little interested in maybe doing like all missions runs, but just as a quick funsy, we got to beat up Gran. So yeah, no, for reals this time, I've been Polecat. I hope you all had a good time. I hope Gooby had a good time, maybe. I don't know. How you doing, Goob?
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me out to this. I had a fun time. It's a really cool run. So, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah,